Cynthia Smith. This is the Thrive program. We've done something a little bit different here. I want to introduce you to 5 different people who are going to talk about being single in the village. So I want to first introduce you to Joey Sims.
Hi, I'm Joey Sims from the Comedy Club, and I am single, and I cook, and I drive at night, and I have a handicap sticker.
Next is Carol Coleman.
Hi, I'm Carol, and I was a child bride and mother in the late 50s, and that thwarted my growth, so I've just never grown up.
And next, Connie Flassis.
Hi, my nickname is Cupid, and I did put a lot of people together in my lifetime, but I was a caterer, and I was catered to a lot of movie stars, and I did my own spaghetti sauce on the market, so I'm a good cook too.
Okay, and next, Mary Zolli.
Hi. When I retired recently, it was from 35 years of teaching high school English and drama. And when I moved to Laguna Woods, I regained my acting career. And I've been doing that ever since, most recently in San Juan Capistrano. I love being here. I feel really happy here. And I love the way the Thrive show capitalizes on that.
And our final person in our singles group here then is Sandy O'Connor.
Hi, I'm Sandy O'Connor. I've lived in Laguna Woods for 4 years. I've been having a great time, participating mostly in the theater programs and acting a lot and singing and dancing. Probably because my real goal in life is just to have a really great time and have fun. And I'm finding I can do that in spades here.
Here we are, Clubhouse 2, fireplace is on, a little ambiance, and we're going to talk about being single in the village, so let's get down to business. How about you starting? You've got some lot of funny stories.
Well, I'm Joey, and this is TGIF right here. And some man wanted to dance, and I love to dance, so he said, I'll meet you at TGIF. I said, great. So I waited outside, but of course he was in here because he didn't want to spend $3 to get me in. He was in here waiting for me.
Jeez.
Anyway, my table was in the back by the orchestra, and I took him back there, and he turned out to be a pretty good dancer, so I said, won't you join us? And he said, oh, I can't. And we'd really like you to join us. He said, I can't be that far from the bathroom.
Oh, gosh.
So there went that one. Go ahead.
Oh, great.
That's crazy.
Well, I have one. For 4 months, I corresponded with some guy in Adelanto, and he decided to drive all the way down here to meet me, and I was excited about that. We met at Woody's, and he ordered me. He told me, "You will recognize me because I will have a bright bright yellow sweatshirt on." So I stood in front of Woody's, and I looked around, and I saw this man coming down the sidewalk with a bright yellow sweatshirt on, and a rack behind him with oxygen tanks, at least 2 of them.
Oh, my God.
You know, and I would have thought in the 4 months he would have mentioned that somehow, but he never did. So we had our tea, and we went on to our meeting that we were going to, and afterwards he said, could you come with me in my car? I need to exchange my oxygen tank because I'm hoping for a kiss. And I said, I think it's too soon.
Oh, my God.
That was the end of that.
Yeah, that was the end of that date.
Another one gone wrong.
Yeah. We don't have good luck here. Let's not have good luck in the village.
I had pretty good luck. You know, I didn't have good luck. My husband died about 51 and a half years that we were married, and then the kids put me in here, and I thought, oh, I don't want to be with all those old people and stuff, and then I decided that I was going to go to TGIF, and my girlfriend said, come on, and I go, no. So I got here, and it was all a bunch of girls, all at the table, except for one guy, and he was drinking beer like crazy, and he was like nervous. And then they introduced each other. This is Jim, this is Connie, and she's new here, and he's nice to meet you. And I said, oh, my kids are going to take me to Las Vegas for my birthday. And they said, when's your birthday? And I said, September 24th. And he goes, that's my birthday. He says, you're kidding. And he said, then finally, why don't you girls dance? Or Jimmy, why don't you dance? And he goes, not very good. He says, well, the girls all go, hey, Jim, if you don't dance, you don't get a chance. And so he says, you want to dance to me? And I said, okay. So we go dancing, and, it's my first time. I mean, I was married when I was 18, so I never really dated, but I really had so much fun. And then he asked me to go have something to eat afterwards, and I said, I'm not ready to date yet. I'm still kind of new at this. So, but anyway, we eventually hooked up, and I met him here at TGIF. So if the girls want to find somebody, don't give up. You're going to find somebody at TGIF.
Well, Carol and I sat with you at Del Mar.
Oh,
That's
that's
how we
right.
met you.
Yeah,
is we went to Del Mar.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he was a
I
nice
know
guy. He was
you
going,
had-
oh, he's younger. He's a hot guy.
Yeah, he's
Good
10
work,
years
Connie.
younger than me.
Yeah.
Go girl. Recently, with a bunch of very fun girls that we sort of hang out together, and we started talking about online dating and how we were looking, we're searching for dating. And the more that this one friend of mine started talking, the more I realized that we were talking about the same guy.
Oh.
What's his name? And she said, Paul. I said, oh,
Mhm.
that was his name as well. So anyways, we compared notes, and it became very funny. But she ended up going out with him first, and then she pre-qualified, and we both decided that was it.
That's funny.
So you dropped him.
He's a very nice man, but he was not living on his own. And being that we're self-sufficient, we sort of just wanted a man that could live on his own. And
He was
So-
still living with his mother?
no, but he was living with some other people.
Oh.
A really nice person, but he was living with other people and a family, actually, divorced. And so it just didn't work.
So you sent her on ahead on this date so that you didn't have to.
Well, I didn't send her on ahead.
Oh,
No, it just worked out that way.
And Mary, you've done a lot of online dating too, right? You have some good stories.
Let me tell you about my first date with, I think this is about the sixth first date I've had. So we had a great time talking on the phone. It was very light and breezy. And I thought about when we go on our date, some things we might want to talk about. So when we get to the pizza place, he says, I said, what do you want to talk about? Just kind of light and kind of silly. He goes, oh, well, we shouldn't talk about Trump. And I'm like, nope, we shouldn't talk about Trump. I go, well, before I could say anything, he goes, well, I got divorced in whatever year. And I'm like, oh, we're not going to tell those stories, are we? And he just keeps going. I don't know. I don't think it's fodder for the first date, personally. So he tells me why he divorced her, that he wouldn't cheat on her. He'd rather just tell her up front that he wants to get divorced, and that because he was the one who brought it up first, he would give her the house,
Wow.
which is now worth $4.5 million.
oh, jeez.
And I'm like thinking, God, why didn't I meet this guy 30 years ago?
He gave
She
it
got
all
all
to
the
his
money.
wife.
The wife got everything?
Yeah.
He got nothing?
Right.
Oh,
See, this is Cupid. Cupid, you want people to be together.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. It's,
I
But
think
then there
there
were other things you found out that you didn't have in common.
True, true.
you going to go get another?
Oh, I'm already on the next person.
Oh, yeah?
You just have to keep moving on.
Well,
That's the thing
you're
about
good
it.
looking. You'll find somebody.
Now, see, Cupid does marriages. You
Yes,
have
I
a
can marry-
license, so
Yeah, I
she's
do.
ordained, right?
Well, I'm not really ordained. It's at the Universal Life
Oh.
Church. But I've married over 150
See?
couples.
I think you
Oh.
should marry people in the
I didn't
village.
know
I would love
150.
If
that.
anybody wants to get married,
Yeah.
oh, Cupid.
I love marrying people. I just think that I can tell which couples are going to make it and which ones aren't going to make it. I mean, you can just kind of tell how they talk to each other and how they respect each other. And that's a big thing about marriage. You have to have respect.
So you could
And you have to be
pre-qualify
grateful.
everybody. So
Yeah.
we should come to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call you up for advice
Right.
on
Okay,
that.
call me, I'll tell you.
You screen them.
Yeah, well, you know, I did that when I married people. I had them come and talk with me, and we'd have a little glass of wine or some tea or something, and just say, "What's the one thing that you loved about him?" Or what's the best thing that you, when you first met each other, what did you feel? And I get them to talk about. Then I put it in their vows when they get married.
It's like Tank Man. You didn't know that with Tank Man
No,
for 4
and
months.
I met Tank
Right.
Man on Plenty of Fish. And I knew that he was far away because he was kind of out of my geographic area, but I made an exception because he had a very nice picture on Plenty of Fish. He had no trappings, no iron lung, nothing like that was going on in the picture. Telling you,
That's funny.
no iron lung appeared in the picture. Telling you.
So how do you know?
I know.
I don't know.
Well, then I had another guy that he drove over in his, it was I don't know, like a Model A Ford, and he lived in LA. And he liked cigars, and I said, I love the smell of cigar smoke. So he drove all the way down here to meet me, and we met at Starbucks, and he bought me a small coffee. And then he took me down the street. I don't know if you guys know, but on El Toro Road by the 99-cent store, there's a cigar store. And it's an interesting cigar store.
Is it
has
still
a
there?
walk-in humidor.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh.
he took me there for my date to the walk-in humidor. So it's the first in my lifetime. I've been married 3 times, and I've never been to a humidor.
Well, being Cupid, what kind of suggestions or ideas would you have
For the
for
girl.
people, who are single in the village?
Just being yourself, don't.
Getting
And-
out, you gotta get out and do
you gotta
something.
go do things, and you gotta let people see you. I mean, whether it's just walking down the street with your dog, or in the gym, or at the TGIF, and you just have to be a little bit. To me, it's not bad, but be a little bit more vulnerable, so you don't look like you're a tough old woman. And she's. I don't want to be around her because she's an ass kicker. You know what I mean?
Some
Anyway.
man said to me, even if I wanted to date you, I couldn't catch you. And you're right, that's really
Yeah.
true. When you're so busy, you come off
Yeah,
as so
you're real
busy, and
busy.
you really don't have too much time to waste.
Yeah, and I get
Yeah.
real interested in the person that you're talking with, and let them talk about themselves, and say, oh, yeah, just learn more that way rather than talk about yourself all the time.
Where does everybody go, to meet people?
Where do you
Besides
go?
online dating or TGIF?
You guys meet in the theaters and stuff.
And you go outside the village,
We've met
too.
people in the theater groups, that kind of thing, but I think it's just and sometimes outside the village, you meet people depending on where you socialize, and I think one of the things is not to try so much for the romance of it, although that's always a great benefit, but I think it's just being friends with men. It can make your life very interesting and fun.
Yeah.
And I remember a man telling me that when we were talking about possibly dating, and he said, I don't get this. He said, can't people just go out and have a good time together? Do they have to get married? So I think that's part of it. I think trying to keep yourself out there, have a great time. I'm happy to say I have a lot of men friends, and that makes me feel good. And then in the meantime, some dating, and you never know. I do rather prefer younger men because of just the fact that the others are old.
We run in packs here. We run in packs of women.
Well, that's
And I'm
true.
here to tell you, no man is going to buy you and your 7 friends a drink. Okay? It just is not going to happen.
Especially get him in the door for the $3 each.
That's right. So I know
Jim.
women who do better by running around by themselves. I'm not kidding. I don't think it'd be as much fun, but there are women that do that
Yeah.
because no guy's going to pick up a gang of 8. That's it.
If you meet a man that a friend of yours or an acquaintance is dating, you have to be careful not to be too friendly, because once a woman finds a man in the village, it's definitely a possession.
They brand them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Was it
really
68 to
that's
1
true.
or something?
Yeah, I mean,
The odds.
it's because of the percentages. So you can't be too friendly.
That's right.
But then there's also the things like if you're going with somebody for a while, and everybody knows you're like together, and then all of a sudden, one strays away, then the other person feels uncomfortable because what if I bump into him, or you know what I mean? That issue, and we're such a close community here.
I think that's a big mistake, though, because if you do it, you're only hurting yourself. I mean, if you can stay out there and
Yeah.
enjoy yourself, and whether you run into that person or not. But if you do, my attitude is, it's been that way my whole life, is be friends with them rather than not, and don't bash them, because in the end, you're the one that's going to lose.
Exactly.
You're not going to have fun, and if you don't do that, your chances are better that you're going to continue to have a good time and be friendly with this
Yeah,
person.
so like
and-
when you do break up, you kind of say, okay, we all live here, you know, so let's know that we, you know, are going to bump into each other, so let's be friends.
And you talk about rumors sometimes, like you go somewhere, you know, the pool or something, and then people will just automatically assume that you're with somebody.
Yeah,
And
and they'll announce it to everyone. And I'm the most surprised person of all.
In that way, you get branded also.
right, it's true.
Yeah.
When someone asked me recently if I was dating someone, I said yes and no, and they said, well, what do you mean? I said, I'm not telling you and I'm not showing you because I'm not. I said, you'll probably never see this person, ever.
I didn't know anything about the dating. I was so green with it. I mean, I never really even dated in high school that much. So, so then when I came here, I didn't know what to expect. And I'm just going like, so when I met Jim, it was cool because he's got his place and I have my place, and I don't have to have him come over and snore in my ear. He goes home to his house and I go.
Where do you think they want to meet women? I mean, what are they doing? Where are they? You know,
I don't think they're looking
small
that much.
percentage.
No.
Okay.
They're on the golf course, they're playing pickleball, they're playing lawn
golf.
bowling.
Yeah.
It's true.
And it's very rare to see men that want to dance, and they come to TGIF.
Right.
and It's
It's rare
very-
to see a man that can dance.
That's true.
What little chance I had for dating, this show's going to take care of.
Oh, there's somebody for everybody.
What's the best part about being single in the village that really doesn't have to do with the opposite sex?
I think it's the women here. I think the women here are great.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all active, and I just think the women are so much fun that it's almost hard to get away from the women because we do so many things. We go to Weight Watchers, 3 of us right here.
Shut up.
We do a lot of fun things.
Been outed.
And we like TGIF, we line dance. You know,
Oh,
we
yeah,
can-
love line dancing. Now, you used to do line dancing.
I taught line dancing.
Well, I
here.
go to teach it again because we want to learn.
When I first helped start TGIF, we had so many more women than men that getting up, and we all get up and jitterbug by ourselves too. But the line dancing is something I can't believe now. Out of 200 people, there'll be 125 up there line dancing.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
true.
loves it.
We better
True.
learn.
We want to learn more
Yeah.
line dances.
Yeah,
so
I'll show you.
I encourage you to.
I only knew 3
Start.
the whole year I taught. I only knew 3 dances.
That'll be
But
enough.
that's what they like.
I feel like I'm in high school again. That's the only thing I can
That's
compare it to.
Yeah.
I mean, once you've been married, raising kids, all of that. I mean, and it's like in high school, I had this group of 5 or 6 girls, and it's the same thing now. And we just go places together and just have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you just feel
There's
I don't know,
freedom. There's a lot of
connected,
freedom too.
loved,
Just.
supported.
Mm-hmm.
Who could ask for more?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
And then you get to gossip.
Exactly.
The thing is, you never have to be lonely here.
You don't.
You can go to any of these functions. We have 225 clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Our comedy club sits and everybody has dinner and they talk and they laugh, and so you got a family over here, you got a family over here. I think it's marvelous.
And I think the thing here is finding what you really love to do, because there's going to be one of those
Right.
clubs that's going to fit it, right? And then really getting involved, because that's what I found with getting involved in the theater groups. That the people were so much fun. They were so lighthearted, most of them, and it was just such a great atmosphere, and it still is. And And then, like you said, going out with your girlfriends. That the other night, a few of us were out together, and we were standing in the parking lot at Clubhouse 3, designing a skit that we were going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And because Mary is a very creative person, and she wants to write this skit, and we might do it. It might end up, but we did it in the best sense of fun, and it was about men and women.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But it was fun, and it wasn't.
Wait to see how far you're going to get into the story.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
I'm not going to tell. No,
Well, now we want to know.
We came up with some names, but of what we would call the skit. But we will wait before. We don't want to.
We haven't written it yet.
Right, and we
Yeah.
don't know. Somebody might grab that name, and then we would really be
Yeah.
out of luck. So we don't want to do that. But I would say what Mary said too: the camaraderie that you feel. And then the other thing is just that there's men here to be friends with and have a good time with too. You don't have to
Right.
date them; you can have fun with them. And I found that in the theater group a lot. There's just a lot of guys you can laugh with, talk to,
Yeah.
share stuff with, and it's great.
Well, you make handcrafted jewelry too, don't you?
Yeah, I have a partner. Her name is Sandy as well, and we've been doing it. Yeah, Sandy and Sandy. And she kids customers when they say, "Is it really Sandy and Sandy, Sandy and Sandy?" And she says, "No, it's Lucy and Ethel." But we thought that was too gimmicky. But we really are Sandy.
Is that one of your pieces?
Right.
Very
That's
pretty.
Beautiful.
That is
So it's
pretty.
all handcrafted, semi-precious gems, pearls, and
Those
crystals.
colors are my favorite.
It's all high quality stuff. We do art shows,
Beautiful.
and we have a great deal of fun doing that.
It's called Grace Designs.
Grace Designs. And so we've had fun with that over the last 10 years.
Wow.
And you are vice president of the Players Club.
I want to respond to that women thing because, in my lifetime, I was not friends with women. I thought they were my enemy because I liked their men and my men. And that was not good. I realized that was not good, but
That's the way it was.
That's the way it was, yes. And so I have made some really good friends. Cynthia's a really good friend of mine. But I found fun things to do too. There is something to do. You pick up that globe and there's something on every page to do. There's just absolutely no reason to be bored. And I always make jokes about wanting a man and wanting a date and all that stuff. But the truth is that life here is really good.
Oh,
with-
we're
with
so
or without.
spoiled. We're
Yeah.
really spoiled.
I just, was kind of interested in what it'd be like to have one around again.
Yeah. I go to Zumba twice a week. We have a great Zumba class here, and there's little ladies out in the lobby learning tap dances. I just think the women here are so much fun.
I have a friend that has a stripper pole in her bedroom. I don't know why I thought of that, but it just came to me right now when you were talking about
I'm
tap dancing.
gonna teach a pole dancing class.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but we're gonna use shower grabbers.
Now you get a little line dancing afterwards. Oh, good. Sign us up.
And what else is cool is just you get to go home and nobody's there.
Yes, and you don't have to cook,
Quiet.
and you
You
don't have to
do
cook,
anything
have to
for anybody.
buy
Too busy to
and you
cook.
don't have to wear your bra if you don't want
Yeah.
You know?
It'd be interesting to find out from all of you what men could do, to be more available or, I don't know what, to dress better, to get out and participate, in various activities, or how can they be more available for these wonderful
should just wear a
hot women
sign.
right here?
Maybe we're assigned to I'm available.
But I mean, what could they do?
Well, I
you
can
know,
talk
out in
about the
village?
dressing. I owned a boutique for 20 years in Laguna Niguel, and I was a personal dresser. And really, a lot of the men could really need work here. I mean, even if it's a formal affair, like I said, we'll get dressed up, and you're lucky if they don't wear shorts on a cold day.
Or how about beach walkers with the socks on?
And the shoes, yeah.
I think the top quality I'm looking for is somebody that's happy.
Right. That's a
just
good one.
Upbeat.
Yeah.
Like, do not sit there and talk about your divorce to me.
That's
You
good.
know?
That's a good one.
It's like having somebody to play with. Having somebody fun to go out and do things with, and
Yeah.
just somebody to play with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
A sense of humor is nice.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
a big
really
one.
important.
Big one.
Yeah.
Somebody who laughs and who can make you laugh.
Right.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
would say sense of humor is huge. Also, a feeling of their own value, that they value themselves, that they think they're pretty good, and and not in a way that's
Ego.
real ego, but just that they value themselves and who they are and what they're doing with their life, and that they can laugh a lot and kid around a lot. And to me, that's just like the most important thing. And then I think it's being friends. Sometimes that doesn't work well, but if you can be friends first and have a great time together, then all the rest will come. The food and the
Right.
sex and everything else.
I've just not found any of this stuff to be true. I'm so fascinated by all of it.
They didn't tell you this was a comedy show, did they?
And you don't want to seem like the only thing you're interested in is sex, but basically I am really interested in sex, and I don't find very many men that are interested in sex.
Well, you guys should go online. There's plenty of people looking for sex there.
Yep.
But you know, sex isn't always the thing that you want from some guy. You want, you know,
No.
the cuddling, the coziness, the, you know, teasing and the holding hands in the
Speak for
movies.
yourself. I want sex.
Well, I
There we
love
go.
sex. I mean, my name is Cupid for no reason.
It helps to have similar interests, and you know, if somebody's out there doing other things and has, you know, interests in various things too, I mean, it's nice.
Church is a good place to meet a
Yeah,
guy,
there you
too. And we have a very active church, Saddleback Church. It just seems like there are very few single ones. You know what I mean?
You mean single?
Single men. There's very few single men that go to church. Mostly married men. That's too bad, because church is a good place to meet, and they like to eat. Boy, church is full of food.
Okay, hear that, single man out there?
Yeah.
You had mentioned something about your motive too in doing some of these Thrive shows, or the one that you did was to really inspire people to get out and go out and have fun and be happy in this community, because you love it. I think we all love living here. It's fantastic. It's a great place to live. You know, and so for everybody out there, I would say get busy, get out there and join some of these clubs. You're vice president of the Players Club, Play Bingo, Comedy Club every fourth Thursday.
Or Thursday of the month.
Got to get there early, 6 o'clock.
How about the
Cupid
Foodies
over
Club?
here, Foodies Club. Okay,
And the bocce ball.
bocce ball. Okay, I haven't
That's
tried
fun.
that
and
yet.
It's really fun, and
Yeah.
we always have food there.
And then also Theater Guild, Old Pros.
And
Get
I
out and see
think
some of
the
the
thing
theater.
about that is some people, they need to know, men and women, that they don't have to be actors to be in that. I mean, there's so many other things you can do. There's stage crew, there's set building, there's costumes, there's makeup, there's all kinds of things. But it's getting in with the group that makes it, you know, fun, because of the kind of people, very creative kind of people.
That's a great point, Sandy. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
That you don't need to be an actor to join that. That's great.
true. Okay.
Don't forget my idea of getting one of the buses to take us all to the beach.
Yes, a fun bus. Right.
Don't you think it'd be fun?
At least a
It
couple times a
would.
month or
Just
once
beach
a month.
parties. There could be at night with the fire pits and
Sure.
stuff.
Sure.
I'm looking for people to do that.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Doheny. They have the fire pits down there.
I like Aliso Beach.
Oh, they have-
Aliso, I guess is the way.
Oh, they have one there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fire pits.
And then also you go to the pools. And so you swim sometimes and go to the pools and everything. So encourage people out there too to get out and go to the pool, go to the clubs, you know, join in. It's very reasonable to join in. Sometimes you go on 1 or 2 trips and it pays for the dues. I mean, it's so reasonable. No reason to sit home at all. So you can have a lot of fun.
And then just walking down the
Just-
street.
That's right. Never know who you can meet. Cupid might be right around the corner. So if we've done nothing else, we really hope we've inspired all of you just to get up, start having fun, go through the globe, see what's going on, come out, track some of us down. We'd be happy to say hi, you know, and just join in this great community and have a ball. I mean, this is paradise. We live in the best
Absolutely.
place in the United States of America. So, you know, we're happy. Come join us.